Good morning, students. Today we will going to do the revision of adverb of comparison. Now, adverb of comparison is three type, that is positive, comparative, and superlative. And it is completely comparison of first, second, and third. Like positive gives you the uh, information, and comparative in comparative we always compare two things. Then in superlative we compare more than two things. मीन्स हम पॉजिटिव डिग्री जो रहती है उसमें नाउन हम नाउन जानने की कोशिश करते, हमें नाउन पता चलता है पॉजिटिव डिग्री में। लेकिन कंपैरेटिव डिग्री में क्या होता है कि दो नाउन का कंपैरिजन होता है। और फिर सुपरलेटिव में क्या होता है, हमारा नाउन मोर देन टू होता है, मोर देन टू नाउन या एडवर्ब का कंपैरिजन होता है। ओके, if I say Rahul spoke more clearly than Vikas, नवीन स्पीक द मोस्ट क्लियरली। अब यहाँ पे क्या हुआ कि राहुल और विवेक का कंपैरिजन हुआ, तो ये हो गया कंपैरेटिव डिग्री। लेकिन यहाँ पे क्या सेकेंड सेंटेंस में क्या हुआ, नवीन स्पोक द मोस्ट क्लियरली, मतलब राहुल और विवेक से बेटर, मतलब दोनों से बेटर नवीन बेटर है। सो यहाँ पे क्या हुआ, तीनों का कंपैरिजन हुआ, तो तीनों के कंपैरिजन में इसे हम कहते हैं सुपरलेटिव। ओके, आपको ये जो नीचे दिए गए पॉइंट टू बी रिमेंबर वाला जो टेबल है, ये आपको अच्छे से याद करना है, क्योंकि इसी से ही आपको आगे के सेंटेंस फॉर्म करने में हेल्प होगी। अब इसके बाद ये कहना है कि आपको मैंने यहाँ पे तो जो आपको एग्जाम्पल दिए ये बहुत ही कम दिए गए। मैंने इससे कई ज़्यादा एग्जाम्पल और कई ज़्यादा एक्सप्लेनेशन और बहुत अच्छा एक्सप्लेनेशन और बहुत सारे एग्जाम्पल्स के साथ वीडियो अटैच किया है। सो आप एंड तक ये वीडियो देखिए, सो आपको ये समझ में आएगा कि आपको एडवर्ब ऑफ कंपैरिजन है क्या, ये आपको क्लियरली समझ में आएगा। ओके, सो लेट्स बिगिन।
Welcome to the lesson Comparison of Adverbs. After completing this lesson, you will be able to identify the comparative and superlative degrees of adverbs, Zwinky, Shireen and Sid have come to Mr. Sen's place for their first session of grammar tuitions. Zwinky tells Mr. Sen that even though her house is near Mr. Sen's apartment, it is Shireen who lives nearer to his locality. But Shireen immediately mentions that Sid's place is nearest to Mr. Sen's apartment. Mr. Sen is happy to notice that they are using degrees of comparison in their conversation. He announces that he is going to teach comparison of adverbs. So, come on, let us also learn along with Mr. Sen and his students. Adverb is a part of speech used to describe or modify a verb, an adjective, another adverb, clause, or sentence. Adverbs answer the questions how, when, where, why, in what way, how much, how often, under what condition, to what degree. Consider the following example. Mr. Sharma drives his car carefully. In this sentence, carefully is an adverb. It gives an answer to the question, how does Mr. Sharma drive his car? Now let us discuss comparison of adverbs. Degrees of comparison for some adverbs are similar to adjectives. Degrees of comparison are used when we compare one person or one thing with another. Similar to adjectives, adverbs also have 3 degrees of comparison. They are positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. Take a look at the following table. It shows the degree of comparison of the adverb fast. So, fast is the positive degree of comparison. Faster is the comparative degree of comparison. And fastest is the superlative degree of comparison. Adverbs consisting of one syllable form their comparative forms by adding er and their superlative forms by adding est. Comparative degree shows comparison of 2 things. Consider the following example. John works hard. In this sentence, the word hard is the positive degree of adverb. Peter works harder than John. In this sentence, the word harder is the comparative degree of adverb. Superlative degree shows comparison of more than 2 things. For example, Isabel works the hardest of all. In this sentence, the word hardest is the superlative degree of adverb. Adverbs ending in ly form their comparative degree when combined with more and their superlative degree by adding most. Let us consider some examples. In the first sentence, the word effectively is the positive degree of adverb ending in ly. In the second sentence, the comparative degree of more effectively is formed adding more to the adverb effectively. In the third example, the superlative degree of most effectively is formed by adding most to the adverb effectively. Consider the next set of examples. The cricketers played skillfully. In this example, skillfully is the positive degree of adverb. Abdul could have played more skillfully. In this example, more is added to the adverb skillfully to form the comparative degree more skillfully. Of all the 11 players, Shrikant played most skillfully. In this example, most is added to the adverb skillfully to form the superlative degree most skillfully. Let us take a look at a few more examples of adverbs ending in ly. The adverb wisely becomes more wisely in the comparative form and most wisely in the superlative form. Similarly, the adverb beautifully becomes more beautifully in the comparative form and most beautifully in the superlative form. But there are some exceptions to this rule. Some adverbs ending in ly do not use more and most for their comparative and superlative degree of comparison. For example, the adverb early has the comparative degree earlier and the superlative degree earliest. Here the suffixes er and est are added to the adverb early instead of more and most to form comparative and superlative degrees respectively. Degrees of comparison for some adverbs are formed in an irregular manner. Take a look at the following sentences. Well is the positive degree of adverb, while better is the comparative degree and best is the superlative degree. For the adverb well, instead of adding er or est to the positive form of adverb, the comparative and superlative degrees are formed in an irregular manner. Therefore, well does not have weller and wellest as its comparative and superlative forms respectively. Now let us discuss the degrees of comparison for the adverb much. The comparative form of the adverb much is more and its superlative form is most. The following are some more examples of degrees of comparison in an irregular manner. Some adverbs do not have degrees of comparison. The following are some examples: now, then, where, there, once, not, already, again, yesterday, always, etc. Remember, adverbs of manner, adverbs of degree, and adverbs of time have degrees of comparison. Take a look at some more examples of comparison of adverbs. Sid tells Mr. Sen that he enjoyed the grammar session. Zwinky and Shireen also agreed. Now, let us quickly revise the main points before they leave for the day. Adverb is a part of speech used to describe or modify a verb, an adjective, another adverb, clause, or sentence. Adverbs answer the questions how, when, where, why, in what way, how much, how often, under what condition, to what degree. Degrees of comparison for some adverbs are similar to adjectives. Degrees of comparison are used when we compare one person or one thing with another. Similar to adjectives, adverbs also have 3 degrees of comparison. They are positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. Adverbs consisting of one syllable form their comparative forms by adding er and the superlative forms by adding est. Comparative degree involves comparison of 2 things or persons. Superlative degree involves comparison of more than 2 things or persons. Adverbs ending in ly form their comparative degrees when combined with more, and their superlative degrees by adding most. But there are some exceptions to this rule. Some adverbs ending in ly do not use more and most for their comparative and superlative degrees of comparison. Degrees of comparison for some adverbs are formed in an irregular manner. Some adverbs do not have degrees of comparison. For example, now, then, where, there, once, not, already, again, yesterday, always, etc. Adverbs of manner, adverbs of degree, and adverbs of time have degrees of comparison.